When last we left our heroes, very much there's commotion going on. You do hear some people screaming.
I shapeshift into a donkey.
You splinter that frickin' door. You now see his friends starting to immerse from out of the tree line, and they start running and ransacking. You hit him square in the gut, and you see him double over in pain.
I look at my finger and I go, that's new.
We are healed, thank you.
You see this excitement on her face as she's like, I can't believe that worked.
I look at my hands and I'm like, yeah, you're not the only one.
Sheppard, she's very nervous that in one night she's managed to cast a spell, and hey, so have you. The Order of the Full Moon.
We're dealing with werewolves now?
It can't be. It's just a tale. It's a story tale.
Apparently the world of magic has resurged here in Jarlheim. As we have left our heroes, you're now continuing on the road headed south. Sarah has seemed very distracted as she is leading the cart with Doug the donkey. She's using one hand to guide the wagon, but it seems as if her other hand has just been ever so gently just holding on to her holy symbol across her neck, which is a circular pattern depicting the 9 gods of the Ecclesia. And she's just gently running her thumb across it. The Year of the Winter is in full force right now. Winds have picked up. The snow is now in steady falls. There's white blankets of snow across the trees and the fields. It is a winter wonderland right now. All of you have pretty hefty clothing on at this point. Wrappings across your necks and big cloaks draped across your shoulders. It is chilly outside. But that being said, also, Sheppard, you would also feel a little bit better in this kind of scenario because the sun has been blocked out for quite some time. So your sensitive dark elf skin is now feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Nice. I stretch out a little bit that's better.
Good to feel this.
Yes, they haven't invented sunscreen just yet.
It's been about 3 days worth of travel since you had left High Barrow, and on the morning of the 3rd day, you do see, as you're heading downward now, getting more and more lower, closer to sea level, and you're starting to see a lot of the ocean views that you see, a lot of ridges and large shorelines in each direction as you're getting closer to Port Whitley. And off in the distance, you even do see, just ever so slightly on the horizon, some of the small pocketed islands of the Glittering Isles. But the journey has led you here. You do see the city itself, big white sails, giant ships. This huge wharf city of Port Whitley now is within your sights, and the journey has led you here. You do begin to see lots of caravans are passing you heading in the other direction as if they're heading north.
Do we see anyone watching us or anything like that? Anyone looking suspicious?
If you would like, you can roll a perception check.
Well, that's a fail.
Did we start the day with a 1, Chris? Don't tell me we started the day with a 1. Don't do that.
Let's just move on.
Oh,
I got a 17.
I'm assuming
You
Jek
didn't do
didn't,
so
right?
good.
I did not get a 17.
You did not do so good.
All right. So Avadore, you would. There's no one looking suspicious, but you are noticing that the crowd is less and less of the vendors and the more common types and traders people that you've seen. You're now starting to see more lords. Mm-hmm. So there's actual some lordships. You see a couple of people who are bearing the insignias of certain regions and lands. The crowd is changing, and they actually have armed forces with them. So depending on what sort of, if they look like a regular lord or a high lord, you do see that they are outfitted with small battalions of troops.
Gentlemen, do y'all notice the highborns around us?
Sarah will sort of snap to attention as she realizes what you've said, and she draws her cowl a little bit further down on her head, and she says, yes, it seems as if some of the lords are going to be arriving from the far west now.
Pretty sure a few of these have tried to kill me before. I don't remember, but I'm assuming.
Do we have any immediate, concerns about anyone seeing us?
The order of the Lycans are after you right now.
Sure, yeah.
But aside from that, unless you see any sort of ecclesia like hands, which you know are after you, there's really no other concerns aside from those two that you can think of off the top of your head.
Okay.
Well, I'd say since the ecclesia is hunting us and the highborns might be in the know, we might want to try to stick to the slums of the town.
Sarah will not necessarily say anything, but she's going to nod in agreement at you and turn face towards her skills as a teamster and driving the wagon forward.
I'm just sort of, or Jek's just sort of following Sarah's cues, pull my hood down a little more, just staying out of the way.
Sure.
I at this point, my character trusts her more than anybody else, and so I'm just, regardless of what either the others say, I'm just gonna always turn to her for approval.
Why do you trust Sarah, not me?
She's proven most trustworthy so far.
I'm looking for the first garbage-looking tavern that I see. Like the worst of the worst that I can find. That's what I'm looking for.
As you approach Port Whitley, you get to the outskirts of the town. This town doesn't necessarily have any city walls or anything like that. It's a pretty modestly sized town, probably only about a population of just under 8,000. However, you do see that there is, right as you enter, there is a portmaster's shop, which is essentially where you can go and register travel or register that you're going to have need to barter a ship for, transporting goods, things like that. It's sort of like a shipmaster's HQ. And then aside from that, you see various speckled houses and a couple of shops here and there, and then a large wharf that spreads over the port itself, to which you see that there is a huge number of ships in the harbor right now. There is probably no less than 30 ships just sitting in the harbor, and then there's actually probably closer to, you would probably eyeball 40 to 50 more ships out in the bay waiting for their turn to get into the to get into dock.
Are there any groups of people kind of congregating to any area, any that they might be sailors or they might be just kind of ruffians or anything like that? Any groupings anywhere nearby?
As you immediately enter the city, nothing is pretty apparent right now. This looks like the very locals area. So a lot of people who actually live here is pretty much what you're seeing. You do see that there is a lot of activity down by the docks themselves, and a lot of commands being shouted as there's cranes being utilized to lift heavy crates. Carts are being ushered back and forth as there's teamsters trying to get their wagons down to the dock so they can load up their freight and head out. But it's very, very busy down there right now.
What do you guys think is the best course of action right now?
Sorry, my voice is I was drinking yesterday, and so my voice is a little raspy.
Oh, me too.
Oh. Jek's been smoking.
I know, right?
We do need to find someone that knows about the pot coin, and then we need to find someone to get us the hell out of here.
I will try to find us a ship heading back out of harbor soon. It will take some coin. I would say probably no more than 4 to 5 gold for the lot of us.
We're rich,
Easy.
right?
I think you are.
Pocket change, Sarah, pocket change.
pocket change.
We do have a shit ton of money. We're we're totally money OP right now.
Let's just buy a ship.
Let's just buy a ship.
We'll buy our own ship and then have to hire a crew.
Oh, never mind.
How much would it cost to buy a ship?
Is Sarah good at negotiating? Who's got really good deception? And then we can get it for cheap.
I have good deception, but I'm a child. I don't know.
Yeah,
You can still do it.
You guys could get a.
Do we still have your rich clothes?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh shit, that might work.
That might work.
Let's do it.
Well, hold on. Do we need our own ship? I was joking.
You could get a rowboat for 50 or a keel boat for 3,000.
Oh, okay. When we start talking thousands, that's when we're not so rich.
Is there an in between? Is there something in between the
give me the
rowboat and the
hundreds.
Yeah, there's
what's
no
the-
hundreds. It's just the
Jesus.
rowboat for 50.
Oh,
Okay.
And even then, it's a rowboat.
All right, then.
Shepherd.
All right, we'll have to find passage on another ship.
yeah.
Sarah, should you take Jek with you in his clothes, and maybe you can get this lord back to his homeland.
Yes.
He's been
Well,
separated
hold on.
from for so long.
It's only like 4 or 5 gold to just go aboard a ship. We don't need to do any of this.
I just want to see him uncomfortable again. That's fun.
Well, Sarah will say, she looks down at you and she says, if we wish to travel discreetly, it may take more than 4 to 5. We could register as passengers, but that might draw some attention to us.
Okay, I don't care about money so much. 100 gold maybe? Like, will that keep people hushed and get us on that boat?
That would probably do the trick, yes.
Okay, I laughingly just hand 100 gold over to Sarah, and like don't
Laughingly.
I don't even sweat it. I don't even care. I'm just like whatever.
Jack, go change. Wear your fancy clothes.
Why is that always the plan?
Because you're the one with fancy clothes.
So yeah, she'll. You hear the clanks of coins as they are poured into a smaller bag, and then Sarah ties them to her hip. And she says, "This will do nicely. This will be able to guarantee us good passage on a safe ship discreetly."
You're welcome.
All right, we all need to get our lies straight.
She says, "Should we do this correctly? No question should be asked. It will simply
Perfect.
be 4 passengers looking to leave the port and head elsewhere.
Okay.
Where should I tell them that we're sailing?"
Where are we going? now?
Make up whatever the best lie is that you can come up with as a member of the cloth. You guys are allowed to lie, right? Is that a thing?
No.
Oh.
No. What? No.
Well, then tell them that, I know. I've got a perfect plan. You tell them that the Ecclesia has been made aware of a bunch of scourge blood in another land, another area. We need passage there, and you have taken a couple prisoners with you, one tiefling and one whatever the hell, drow, I think someone called me that. And we are prisoners leading you to find these other scourge blood. And you're being sponsored by a little lord. He's helping pay for the passage. There we are.
Am
You're
I gonna have
welcome.
to wear my clothes?
Wear the
All
clothes,
right.
Jack.
Wear the
Wear
clothes.
the clothes.
Let me just find a place to like discreetly change. I'm just gonna keep them on. Rest of the game.
There's an elaborate lie.
All your lies are based around me changing.
It's funny.
It's the best lie that we have.
It's the best way to make it funny, Jack.
All right.
I'm trying to listen real quick for the clanging of a blacksmith hammer or anything like that. Can I hear anything nearby?
You hear multiples.
Well, which one's closest?
You head further down. Just before it gets to the actual wharf itself, there is a small string of various metalsmiths and blacksmiths. Some are making chains right now. Some are trying to actually put together certain iron workings that go on a ship and some are, in fact, working to make specialty harpoons.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna approach one of them real quick.
Okay. You head into the closest one. It's right at the intersection, right before you get to the wharf itself. Okay. And a human is inside, and he's got his two sons working a forge, one on the blower and one is stoking the coals, and he is, in fact, hammering away at a couple of finer links of chain.
Okay. Excuse me, good sir. I just have a quick question for you. Don't want to take too much of your time, but could you tell me, are you familiar with something called a part coin?
Well, no, I can't say that I have.
Well,
is it a piece of armor?
Worthless. So, I look at, you said he's got two sons with him, right? Are they kids, or?
They look to be like probably a little bit older than Jek.
Okay. Hey, kids, come here. I got a piece of candy. I mean, hey, do you want to earn a quick coin? Come here, kid. And do the kids come over? Either of them come over?
They not to look turn creepy. To look at you and then look at their father, and he says, "What's this about? What are you after, mate?"
Well, I mean, you know, I have experience with children, not in a weird sense, not in that sense, but the experience that I know that sometimes children know a little bit more than the adults, because they get around into all kinds of spaces because they're smaller. Hey, you kids, have you ever seen like a big thick coin with like squids on it and all kinds of cool shit? Have you ever seen that?
Cool shit. You ever seen that?
I look over there like, does he really have candy? Been holding out.
This motherfucker been holding out on some candy. They both kind of look at each other but shake their heads.
God damn it, kids! This whole family sucks.
No candy for anyone.
I'll throw one gold down and just say, you know, for your troubles, thanks anyway, douche, and walk off.
He looks the gold coin just like, what the hell's just happened? But he seems fine.
He can see that I'm stumbling a little bit, so he knows I've had some drink. So.
He's had some drink this morning.
It's pretty normal.
Sheppard, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, shit. That is, let's see, hang on. 18 plus 2, that's 20. 20, sir.
As you're walking back from this random encounter with a blacksmith, you're passing by one of the boat crews that is heading up the wharf, and they're mostly talking about how they are ready to get a bowl of hot stew in their belly and a tankard full of some ale after a long day of work.
My elongated ears twitch a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, ready for that ale. But you do hear one of them in a very familiar voice, a voice that you're at the same time intimate with, but you haven't heard in a long time. And it just says, I myself cannot wait to get paid by Baldwin.
Okay, I immediately walk over. Excuse me, sir. Have I seen you before?
He looks at you. Oh, mate, your face is fucked.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for the bloke who might have helped do this. You don't recognize me though, huh?
I'd have to blame your mother for that sorry fucking mug. And they all laugh.
I summon Mage Hand and grab him by the throat.
You see him for a moment, like his clothing around his neck starts to furl a bit, and it sees it tighten around his neck. And he's, what?
Who are you?
I'm no one. Phelim.
I'm coming up with a second question. 1 minute.
I keep choking him.
Just roll me a quick wisdom check.
That is 16.
Phelim sounds kind of familiar, but not necessarily. And when you look at him, he doesn't look familiar to you at all. It's just his voice.
Who do you work for?
Baldwin. He's a shipmaster.
Do I recognize that name at all?
Baldwin is a shipmaster from Stormdal, far to the north.
Where can I find this Baldwin?
He operates out of Stormdal. Let me go!
You insulted my face, friend. Do it again.
And I'm gonna finish the job, and I squeeze a little tighter before I let go.
His friends catch him as he starts to collapse, and they look at you, and you just hear him like muffled words of, "What a freak."
That was fun. Hey, Jek, how you doing over there?
Okay.
I'm a little intimidated, though, because you just force choked that guy.
Before I walk away from the group, I ask one more question. I'm like, are any of you familiar with a knight named Halsey?
They all exchange a few looks, but they all shake their heads. No, we've never heard of him.
All right. I sense you're telling the truth because I see a little bit of pee in that one's shorts. So I'm gonna go now. If any harm should befall me in this city, you know what I can do. I will come back and hunt each one of you down. Just an FYI. Carry on.
And again, as they walk off, there's more subtle, under-the-breath sayings of scourge-blooded freaks. They should all be purged. Where's a hand when you need one?
May I make a suggestion, Sheppard and Jek? Should we use Baldwin's ship for our adventure?
Oh, we might be able to. I mean, I scared his men quite enough. Maybe that's enough to intimidate him into giving us passage. Along with all the coin I gave Sarah wherever she ran off to. So I've been making like a big spectacle and everything. What have Avadore and Jek been doing while I'm being an asshole?
What's everyone else doing?
Well, I'm harassing people.
I'm a little hungry, so I'm just looking for something to maybe pilfer if I need to. I mean, it's weird for me as a thief to have so much money because I'm like, my first instinct is to just go grab it, look for scraps, but I guess I could really just go buy something easily. So
yeah, there's a whole bunch of people out in front of their shops who are selling like fresh meat pies.
Let me see if I can find the person who looks like they're down on their luck. A shop that looks like it's not really crowded, not getting much business. You go help them out.
Aren't you so thoughtful?
You see one shop which has a older woman. She's got some squids hanging from some lines, and she's got a fairly large cauldron next to her, and she's giving it a big stir with some...
She's a witch, Devan. You can say it.
She's got a cauldron. She's...
Squid witch.
And she then says, bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. No. But she seems to be stirring a pretty large stew, and you just hear her calling, "Fish stew! Fish stew!"
But like nobody's...
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there, especially since she's an old lady. Like that tugged at my heartstrings a little more.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go over there and get some. Yeah, I'll take a fish stew and one of the squids. I guess. Do they come on a stick? Like what? How does this work?
She says, "Oh, aren't you lovely? You remind me of my grandson." Here, she takes a small wooden bowl and she ladles in it. To be honest, it doesn't look great.
Okay. I was prepared for that.
Yep. Think of probably what's the best equivalent?
Diarrhea?
No, not quite.
Consistency of.
Do you ever been to a Red Lobster?
Yeah.
You know how their lobster bisque looks disgusting?
Okay.
Downgrade that 2 steps.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's like unnecessary chunks in there that look to just the soupy mixture itself of the actual broth it's all separated and it hasn't really even mixed, but she ladles it into a bowl all the same for you, and she tears off a chunk of bread and she hands you the bowl and she says, "Ah, yes, these squids are still fairly fresh." And she takes a small stick and she starts to wrap the tentacles around in one, and she hands you literally an octopus on a stick.
It does come on a stick. Nice.
And she says,
Yay.
4 copper.
You know what? I'm just going to like give her gold and just turn around and walk away. And then when she's distracted looking at the gold, I'm going to dump the soup over my back, like over my shoulder, like, and then put the bowl back up. And then I'm just going to walk away with my squid on a stick, my octopus on a stick, whatever it is.
She, you see her hold the coin in her, she's like holding the coin. My goodness, where did you, what little lord, thank you.
Well, I do have my lordly clothes on now.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, she is absolutely losing her little old lady mind right now, just looking at this coin of great value. And she calls out, "My lord, thank you, my lord."
Carry on.
But yeah, you're looking at a very, what looks like chewy.
I was wanting was chewy. Okay, so I'm just kind of walking away, looking at it, like twirling the stick around some. Then I just take a bite. How is it? Like, what is it?
It's actually not bad.
What would you compare it to in something I might have had? I mean, I've had octopus before.
Yeah, I would say if you've had calamari, that's pretty much as close as it can get, just not fried because they didn't really do that very much there.
Well, we had some great. Remember the octopus from that bar we had?
Oh my god,
it was so good.
So
yeah,
good.
so I'm just gonna imagine it's like that, and so I'm just like walking along my way, eating my octopi on stick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, you as a group kind of reconvene. You guys see Jek holding a literally it's a little octopus on a stick, and he's just kind of chewing at it.
I just am picturing like this little like lordly kid eating an octopus on a stick. Not a care in the world, that one.
Jek, where did you get the octopus stick? I haven't had one of those for a while.
Well, it's right over there, but whatever you do not take the soup.
Is it like Red
I'm writing
Lobster?
in my journal, just putting in, Jek, possible food poisoning.
Today may be the last time we see Jek, question mark?
Must get Lord clothes and use for Sheppard in the future.
Let's retrieve lordly clothes for resale.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've had a little bit of fun. I still haven't found out anything about this stupid coin. I do remember we were told by one drunk dwarf to look for another dwarf who knows about this coin. I've yet to see a dwarf. Has anyone seen a dwarf? Do I see any dwarves anywhere?
Yeah, actually, there's quite a few here at the docks. Surprisingly enough, it's a pretty heavily dwarf populated city.
I'm like looking around and I'm like, man, I haven't seen a single dwarf.
I haven't seen a single dwarf. Oh, I didn't look down.
I'm like, I didn't think
there
to
they
look
are.
down. Oh,
there they are. Found them.
Oh,
Most important question is, do I feel taller in this city?
how embarrassing.
You feel pretty tall, man.
I'm a giant here.
No, they're it's pretty heavily dwarf populated just because these dwarves are pretty much the more seafaring ones.
Is it racist if I assume that one dwarf would know the dwarf we're looking for? Is that
Pretty
bad?
sure, yeah.
Probably inappropriate.
New plan then. I don't want to be that rude. Let's see. Oh, I have an idea. I'll just ask a dwarf if he knows of anyone that knows coins, instead of just saying, do you know another dwarf that might know this coin? Excuse me, dwarf, sir, dwarf man.
Dwarf sir, dwarf man.
Yes.
Gender neutral.
I'm a dwarf man.
Like four of them answer, I too am a dwarf man.
Oh, too many. I'm sorry. Do either of you, what, sirs? Are you sirs? Do women have beards? I don't know.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Do any of you, sirs or madams, know anyone that works with coins in this city that might know any historical or fancy coins and the like?
Go ahead and just roll me a generic charisma check.
That's a natural one.
Yeah, they don't feel like talking to you. I think it must have been the thing where you asked if their females have beards and called them dwarf man, dwarf sir. They're not really keen to talk to you. In fact, a lot of them say, piss off, fuck off, or go get your face checked, mate. You get a lot of that.
Again with the face. All right. Avadore, you're a little bit more cultured. Maybe you could give it a whirl.
Me cultured?
Me? I'm busy observing.
So, okay, hold on. Just real quick. Give me a brief description of the coin we're looking for so that I can go ask some, I don't know, street urchins or something. My people.
I think I have it written down.
How about, okay, I got an idea. So because I have the coin sketched in my notebook and you are a lord, we can talk to these people. I can speak with them for you. You know, you're going to be in the corner because you're too good for these peasants. You're going to pretend.
What are you to me? My advisor?
Yeah, like let's say I'm your advisor. So I come to these people with my sketch in the coin and I just say like, excuse me, my lord lost a very special, what is it when like a family, heirloom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a very special heirloom. And we're looking for something that looks just like this. Have you seen this symbol anywhere?
I'll just stay away before I ruin things. Like, I'll just trot off looking for, I'll look for some ale somewhere while you guys are handling shit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll follow behind you. This idea could work, so I'll follow behind you with my hands behind my back, looking very uppity. Let me stand up as tall as I can.
But also like
I'm the squid.
Snooty with your octopus on the stick.
I'm turning my nose up to people and then taking bites off my octopus on the stick.
Like with a tentacle hanging out of your mouth.
Peasants, as my tentacles are just flailing around.
Peasants. Yes, this is my treat.
Maybe in this same way, I can get this lady some business because, like, well, if he likes her,
if this little lord loves the octopus on a stick,
yeah,
that's the plan. Then I'm gonna follow you.
This will be our plan now. All right.
So go ahead then, Avadore. Roll me your charisma check.
Charisma.
If you have persuasion, I will allow you to roll that.
Be good. 12.
Can I give her like a bonus for just being there and looking?
Yeah, roll me your charisma check and I will allow you to give her a
I have great deception. Can I use that?
Yes, actually.
Oh, well, 8.
Never mind.
Damn you. All right,
Okay.
does my 12 get me anything?
Yes, your 12 gets you that there is, in fact, a collector and artisan. His name is Gable Silverbeard.
This is information we gathered from her spiel.
Yeah, from her spiel, she's gone around and asked a couple of the townsfolk or some of the other dwarves that she's encountered and asked them. Various of them have mentioned that Gable is, in fact, the coin artisan who lives within the city.
How convenient.
Off to Silver Gables.
Is Silverbeard at, what was it?
Gable
Silverbeard.
Silver Gables.
While you do that, I'm at some local tavern getting as hammered as I possibly can. Because I feel bad everyone keeps making fun of my face.
Can you collect food for us while you're there?
I will do my best, yes.
I'm okay. Got my stick. Got my on a stick.
You know who he is, but at this point you don't necessarily know where he is.
Okay.
Or where he lives, so you'll probably have to go find that out. Most people say that the best place to go would be to go to the Pirate Eye Tavern.
Is this where...
Yes. Please tell me that that's where I'm already drinking. Because that sounds great.
It is.
Yes.
What was it called?
Pirate Eye
Tavern.
Okay.
This is going to be fantastic.
Sheppard, have you made friends with the bartender already?
Devan, how am I doing in there? I was in there while they were doing their thing.
Yes, you in fact found the Pirate Eye Tavern. It was very easy to spot because the big sign out in front of it is a hanging one, and it's got a wooden, almost toothless, smiling, bearded man with a big sailing hat on, and he's got a patch over one eye that's got the Jolly Roger symbol on it.
That's exactly where I would want to be. This is perfect. Yes.
And as soon as you enter, holy hell, this place smells of fish and booze.
Finally.
There is, it's also very welcoming from just being outside because you hear the very lively tunes being played by a whole band.
Oh,
someone's on a fiddle, someone's on that the handheld harpsichord thing, and they're playing away.
I look over at the bed and I say, "Play Freebird."
Any request?
Play the same song.
Same song, okay.
Well, all right.
How about Africa? That's a fun one. Everyone enjoys Africa. Okay, well then I'm living it up then. Like, this is exactly where I want to be. Like, getting drunk with all these guys. So I'm gonna be buying drinks. I'm gonna buy like a round of drinks from the bartender. I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna point at like various groups in the tavern. And I'm like, I need drinks for all of these, but I'm gonna drink them all myself.
Yeah, there's various people behind the bar throwing out drinks, and one of them says, 3 gold will get you drinks for that table, and we'll get some food out as well. It's pretty much chaos in there. There's people all over, a whole bunch of ship crews. It is a crowded place, but it's very welcoming and lively.
Okay, you know what? I had a change of heart. I look up and I say, "Hey everybody, drinks on me!" And I just start. I throw a bunch of shekels across the bar, and everybody's can have drinks.
Oh man, the place erupts with a jovial cheers. You hear all different kinds of cheers in different languages.
Oh, he's a jolly good boy.
Oh man, yeah.
And I raise a glass. I'm like, "To my face!" I'm trying to make
To my
myself feel
face.
better. Because I took
Getting everyone in your face's
Yeah.
side.
It got real out there with
You
those
need
other people.
validation.
Like, I felt bad, so I'm getting everyone to cheer for me in my face.
To his face.
To this guy's face.
Yeah.
His poor face.
Who said that?
So is this all happening before Jek and Avadore walk in?
Yeah.
Thank
So
God.
this will
is
be
gonna
the whole, like, when I asked you, I was like, did you make friends?
Yeah.
This will be
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
the backflash.
They're like moshing him around the bar.
You
made a few
you
friends.
two walk into the tavern, and you actually see about 3 people surrounding Sheppard right now, holding tankards in hand, and they're singing beer, 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 tiddly beer, beer, beer. A long time ago, way back in history. Anyways, they're singing the whole beer song, and he's just kind of singing along with them.
All right.
I guess he made some friends.
Good for him.
I'm super drunk, and I'm like, "Oh, my buddy, that's I can't remember his name. Starts with a J. But he's awesome. That kid's the best. He's so great. And the horn one, I like that one too. There's food here for everyone. And get yourself a drink. Not Jek, you're too young. You're too young.
You're too young. I'm going to get the attention of the barmaid, who is constantly surrounding you and feeding you ale, and ask her, "Excuse me, ma'am."
She stops very quickly. She has a tray of empty, like, bowls and glasses and things like that. She's ready to take them back to get clean, but she says, "Yes, milady. Oh." And she stopped for a moment and just looks at you, and she says, "My goodness." While most people, like, around, like, especially in, like, Lay or Fangor, a lot of people shied away from you guys. Here, people seem to be a little bit more accepting. So she looks at you, very intrigued by your exotic look. So she's not shying away, but she seems interested now to talk to you.
I'm still standing beside her, looking up.
Lordly.
Yes.
But every once, well, like, hands behind my back, but every once in a while, I'll slowly come out from behind my back with an octopus on a stick. Chewing, yeah.
Do you see my young lord here, who's beside me, eating quite frantically?
She does a my lord as she gives you a small bow.
Milady?
He is in need to find a certain symbol that I have here on my book. You may not have known of Sir Gable's Silverbeard. He is a coin artisan. Has he come about in your area?
Oh, she says, "Oh, Gables, yes. He is a local, actually. He visits quite often. He lives at the lighthouse at the far end of the city. It's no longer in use, but he still lives there all the same."
Thank you. I appreciate you. Here is a coin for your trouble. Let's give her a gold. My lord, pay the lady.
Wait.
Wait.
Just leave me behind.
I know. I would just point at Sheppard. He will pay for your trouble.
I give her one of my gold.
Jesus, you guys, all these people are like, my God, gold.
I don't know how we got so much money, but we are
Rolling in it?
Rolling in
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Rolling in it. Sheppard, Jek, we have a place to be.
Wait, how many of you... Oh, hang on, there's too many of you speaking at the same time. Avadore, hold still, so I can focus.
You must go to the lighthouse.
Let me I'm gonna go up and grab him by the belt or something and just kind of try to tug him along.
Sure.
Okay.
You start to pull him along, grabbing at his cloak as he starts being pulled away, and Shepherd's trying to finish off a tanker before he is put it down.
I just wave. Good night, everybody. Have good. Is it daylight? Is it morning?
Oh,
still?
It's daylight.
It's still daylight.
It's still very much
I'm just
daylight.
good night, everyone.
Yeah, y'all
good night.
arrived in early morning.
Bye, Mr. Face.
Jack, you missed the band play Africa. It reminded me of you.
Okay, so we're heading to the lighthouse.
Yes. Let's go
Yes.
see Gable Silverbeard.
All right, so exiting out of the bar, again, you see a ton of people everywhere. Go ahead and roll me perception checks just because there is a lot of buildings on the wharf.
19.
I'm gonna replace this
22.
dice. I'm gonna replace this dice so bad. I rolled
Replace.
Are you for real right now?
another one. Yeah,
No!
I'm very drunk.
You guys are also pretty drunk, so you can blame that.
I can't even tell how many
I got
people
22.
I'm walking with.
You two would see on the east side of the wharf, there is a very large lighthouse that looks like it's actually still in use. And then on the west side, you see a smaller one, more dilapidated, paint's all chipped off on it. It's got a lot of moss growings on it and vines, and it's not as nice looking at all.
Definitely going to that one.
West
if it were a video
side.
game, I'd be all over that one. That's where the treasure is.
That's where we're going because that's also where the barmaid said that the
Right.
lighthouse was not working,
Yep.
but he still lives there.
Is that the one y'all head to?
West side.
Yes, west side.
To the west side? You head over, making your way through the city, staying to the mainland and not quite on the wharf. But as you do pass up a number of really cool places. You see that there is the bay that's just outside from the wharf is called the Bay of Sails. And it's called that because as you look at it, there's a lot of ships out there, and it just looks like this almost blanket of sails out there from all these different size ships. Really, really cool. Some are just cobbled together sails of varying fabrics. Some actually are very, very nice and have all sort of intricate designs and symbols painted upon them. But something that's kind of interesting as you look out, because it is the year of the winter, there is a very large amount of sails that all have blanketed snow across them. And the seagulls are still around, and so you hear a lot of caws as they are landing, and it's still busy, it's still very lively, but boy howdy is it cold.
Boy howdy.
Boy howdy is it cold. But
Is it cold? See our breaths cold?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Especially on the waterfront. It's
Oh, yes.
minus
Yep.
10.
Yep.
Are my little rich boy clothes insulated well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you also have your cloak, your temperature
Yeah.
cloak over it. So
Okay, okay.
your
We bought it during the winter. You're fine. Quit your bitching.
She's using me as a little doll, and I don't know if I appreciate that.
Walk, rich boy.
I like how you made me pay.
You're the one that has the money.
You're the servant.
I keep because I'm so drunk, I keep catching my big toe on cobblestones and stuff, and I'm like, oh, fucking dwarves. Gee,
dwarves.
get out of the
way.
way.
Bearded ladies.
Making your way just past all of the hustle and bustle, you land just outside of the main marketplace area, the Freeman's Market. You're in more of the residential area. It is a cobblestone path that leads out towards the lighthouse, where it gets less and less populated and a lot more dismal looking. There's less greenery. The rocks are all slick with ice, and there's really not a whole lot of vegetation. And you're hearing the waves crash on these just ice and moss covered rocks. So it's not the most inviting view ever, but eventually you do get to a spot where the trail kind of ends, and you're having to now navigate yourself literally over some tough terrain of slick rocks to get to the lighthouse. Not that you have to make any checks or anything, but it's definitely one of those where you're just being very careful. You do like slip a little bit here and there. It's not easy.
I don't think Gable will be winning any curbside appeal home and garden anytime soon.
Is Sarah still with us?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sarah's still with you.
Poor Sarah.
Oh, she's still there.
Has she been with us this whole time? Wow, Sarah, you really
think she's
blend
been,
into a crowd. Goodness.
She's probably been lifting you as much as she could.
Yeah.
She hasn't yelled at me yet. I'm very surprised.
Well, again, she has also seemed very pensive since y'all have left High Barrow. You do make it to the lighthouse, and you look up at it, and while it looked a little dilapidated from far away, up close, it's even worse. Ooh. This place is just salt water beaten to hell. The foundation at the base looks like it's like completely eaten away almost. The stone, the sandstone that was covering the outside of it is almost worn away to where you can see the brick and mortars underneath it. The very top of the lighthouse, like all of the windows are shattered and broken and haven't even been attempted to been replaced.
Do we get lead poisoning just looking at it?
Asbestos. There's asbestos everywhere.
Everywhere, that good bacteria.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of like nature around here? Is it all just like a human populated? Any animals or anything?
Not that you see. Not that you've seen. No. It is also now the winter year, so there's a lot less of the the normal game that you would see around.
Okay.
But as you approach, you actually see one of the windows fly open, and a bright red-headed dwarf with a long red beard, speckled with some gray hairs in the beard as well, pokes his head out and says, "No visitors today!"
Excuse me, sir, is your name Gable Silverbeard?
And that depends on who's asking.
My lord here is looking for a special coin.
I rock myself, stand up straight again, like, oh, we're still doing this. Okay.
I swallow vomit that I threw up into my mouth and then just try to keep it down.
He looks down at you. And what's your name, little lord?
Do we have a fake name?
Come up with a fake name.
Oh, we did once. Let's come up with a new fake name for him.
A new one. What's his new one? Yeah, it could be like a dumb one. Since you're eating an octopus, it could be like Lord Pence.
Yeah.
Lord.
I am Lord Jekyll's Octostick.
Jekyll's Octostick.
Jekyll's Octostick.
Correct.
You see a very puzzled look as his face turns a bit.
As he looks back over, I've got the octopus stick. Munching on it.
And tell me, to which land does the Octostick family hail from?
Hang on.
Shepherd.
I'm trying to write myself.
Save us.
Someone once said the coin was from, what's the place from Batman? Arkham.
Arkham.
Say you're from Arkham. Say
Arkham.
that.
The North Cake.
Yeah.
Maker stamp.
Okay.
It'll work,
Fisherman's
I
stamp
think.
from Arkham.
I don't know.
Arkham, sir.
Arkham, eh? Roll me your deception.
Oh no.
Shit.
Dice, don't fail me now. Ooh, 19.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Is there an octostick in Arkham?
Yes.
He ponders to himself a moment. Fair enough. Come down to the door on the other side of the house.
Gotta write this name down so I don't forget it.
Yeah, I think we all do. Lord
Jekyll's
Jekyll's.
Octostick, and I don't know how it's gonna be spelled.
You see a very, very almost rotted wood door. The iron bandings are pretty much what's acting as the main door, not only holding the door up, but the entire frame of this home. You hear some locks being turned and some keys and whatnot, but the door does eventually swing and creak open as he forces it a bit, and you do see a pretty stocky dwarf sitting there, and he's got what looks if these were new noble-like robes, they would have probably looked really, really nice, but they are faded as hell. But he opens the door, forcing it open, steps forward, and looks right at Jek. All right, Lord Jekyll's, what can I do for you?
I'll let my advisor speak for me, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Silverbeard, I apologize, but my Lord Octostick here from Arkham has lost a special heirloom. It is a coin, you see, and on that coin there's a symbol of a spear through an octopus. As you can tell, that's why his last name is Octostick.
Spinning that web, just gonna get us caught in it.
Spinning this lie. Here's a sketch that I have on my notebook. Have you recognized it?
I think it's a squid.
No, it's an. I
is
wrote
it
it down.
octopus?
Got a
I
whole
wrote
bunch
this
of
shit
stuff,
down.
yeah.
He takes the journal and looks at it. This is no simple artisan coin. This is a part coin.
What's it part of?
I just imagine like a drunk shepherd trying to like mimic his accent. It's a part though.
He looks at Sheppard and kind of gives a bit of a smirk.
I just got the biggest smile right now.
I like this one.
I like you too, Fred.
So you've never heard of a part coin?
No.
Come in. He steps outside of the doorframe and into the house for you to be able to follow him. I'm assuming we all enter the house?
Yes.
I slowly get in there. I'm like feeling my way through like the door frame and everything though, just to make sure I don't fall.
It's pretty damn dark inside, but you do see that there are like 2 lanterns lit, very, very dimly lit, and you see him immediately like holding a tinder twig, trying to like strike it to light it as he's standing near a couple of other candles and lanterns.
Can I light a fire with my hand? Like, let me help you, sir.
You
Use my
lean forward,
cantrip.
just snap your fingers, and a tinder twig lights. Oh! Oh, thank you. He starts lighting and to illuminate the room better. A part coin is, well, it's as it sounds. It's a part of other coins.
I got that one right. I think.
Well, partly.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Shut up.
Shepherd, take a seat.
Oh.
Why don't you take a seat?
Why'd you take a seat?
Have a seat.
I just fall flat on my butt.
Don't mind him.
He goes over to a case that looks like an iron banded chest that's been kind of modified for display. Cracks it open, you can hear the creaks as it has not been opened in some time, but as he opens it, you see that little tiny shelves begin to like draw out and display fully. And this thing is full of coins. They look like they are platinum coins, gold coins, silver and coppers. And he starts looking through them. And he, as he's looking, he begins to kind of explain. Well, a part coin is it is a part of other coins. They were made many years ago. Some were made as family heirlooms, and some were made as gifts from kingdom to kingdom. Some were given as wedding gifts, gifts for matrimony. This one, the one that you've drawn, is a bit different, but I'll show you what they do. He pulls out a set of 5 coins, and he lays them out on a table. These 5 coins were from the Brajbulian family, the Yogos. These 5 coins represented the dynasty that was the Yogo family. Each one given to the next Jarl Regent after the predecessor had died. It's been a long time since these coins have seen any sort of attention, so to even hear you mention anything of a part coin is rare, to say the least. But look at this one. He hands one to you, Avadore, and you see it looks like it's got a hippogriff reared back with its claws up. On its back, you see that there is a Brajbulian, which is one of the warriors from the Silver Desert. The coin itself is a very, very fine silver. But the warrior on the back is completely encased in sashes, so you can't really see him, but he's one hand is on his reins. The other hand, it looks like it would be holding a sword, but it's not. The sword is missing. Tell me what you see.
I see a warrior who's incomplete.
See, missing something, isn't he?
He is. What there should his fist be?
Well, if you knew anything of the Brajbulians, it's that they like to wield their large curved swords into battle. But he's missing his. Flip the coin over. Flip the coin over, and you see that there is, on the other side, a standing Brajbulian. He's just simply standing there, hands on his hips, looks to be dressed in his sashed garb, but to his side, you see it looks like his hilt that holds his sword. Take this. He hands you a really small metallic pick, and he says, use this. Push the sword upward. You take it and you push the sword on the coin, and a sword comes out of the hilt.
Ooh.
Whoa!
It's like
How'd you do that?
Sheppard, go to sleep. Sheppard, go to sleep.
I'm gonna trance.
He,
It's like a pop-up book where it has a little.
So,
it's a puzzle.
Yeah. He says, now that you have a fancy Brajbulian sword, where do you think it should go?
In our warrior's hand.
You flip it over, you put the sword into the rearing Brajbulian's hand, and it sets in perfectly. Now here's the fun part. Use the sword to turn the coin. So you hold the coin and you just ever so slightly push the sword, and it begins to turn like a dial. The coin unfolds and opens up to a larger disc.
I'm just over here, eyes wide.
Yes.
Just like super impressed by this. I had no idea. Well, none of us did.
Yeah. So he then says, this one was supposed to be a dedication mural. He takes all 5 coins. He takes the one from your hand that's now a large disc, and you see him intricately work these part coins with little tiny details in them that you wouldn't be able to see with the naked eye. And he just starts working them, taking out pieces, creating murals to the point where you have this large, almost like 2 foot in diameter plate. and it's now a full mural of this brash bullion noble house, the Yogos.
So is it like origami style?
Sort of, yeah. It looks like a mix of mechanics.
And it's like 3-dimensional? Okay.
Well, it's not like upwards 3-dimensional. It's flat like a plate, but there is still texture to it.
Okay.
Like a normal coin would have its textures. Yeah. It's all now into like a full mural.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So he had the other 4 coins, or
no? He had all 5 of this set.
Family.
Of this set.
Oh, okay. Because we just had an inscription of it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question, good sir. So, is there any reason that people would desperately seek this coin or what it turns into?
Well, without the coin itself, it's difficult for me to say, but I can tell you that some of these coins were not just supposed to be pretty tapestries. Some of them were maps. And some of them were meant for powerful rituals.
Let me ask you something, Silverbeard. How do you know so much of the Jugo family? And why do you have all of their coins?
The Jugos.
Isn't that their name?
Yogo.
Oh, the Yogo. The Jogo family. The Jugos.
He says, I paid myself a very pretty copper to get these coins for myself. The current reigning Yogo does not seem to care for this family heirloom.
And why is that?
He's a bit more preoccupied raising army.
An army? What was he need an army for?
Well, he's a brash bullion. They're always on the hunt. They've been a warring country for centuries.
Bunch of Kyles.
And this Kyles.
It's a whole country of Kyles.
And this mural that we see here, how does it serve you?
It's beautiful to look at.
That's the only
This sort of artistry. This sort of artistry is long since gone. People don't just make part coins anymore. They just don't.
Would you be able to tell from this sketch of our Lord's coin what missing piece we would need in order for it to activate?
Well, it's difficult to say without actually looking at it, but what I can tell you is this one is as equally finely crafted as any other I have ever seen.
Would you excuse me for one moment?
Of course.
So I'm going to get the guys together. It's like, hey, should we actually show him the real coin? Are we curious to know if there's a missing piece on it?
I mean, he seems trustworthy enough.
Yeah, I mean, we could. But what if he collects these? What if? Oh, hang on. What if he wants? What if he wants to take it?
You're not wrong. I am concerned about that. They are after us because of this coin.
Do you think if we just fidget with it enough, we could figure it out ourselves?
It's possible. Or should we have a plan B? If you were to take it, do we kill him?
Oh, God. Wow.
I
got there
I'm
quick.
sorry.
We got there quick.
I feel like a good kill. I could. I'll volunteer.
That's usually plan Z. Come on.
As we're having our little aside, I'll be like, Gable, let's say somebody came in possession of these coins and what they can do. What threat is that to this the Yogol guy?
Oh, this set, it's purely decorative. This one holds no real value. It was simply a gift. He begins to disassemble it and put the coins all back together into their simple array. As he does is he's kind of regaling you about a story. These set of 5 coins was given as a tribute to a fallen country that Brajbul had invaded, and as a peace offering for them to stop raiding their cities, they had bartered to essentially give them more dominion of land, and as a peace offering, had these part coins created for them.
Do you know of any others that are used as like weapons or something dangerous? Have you ever heard of any like that?
I have seen a few, yes. I can't really say exactly what it is that they've done or to what end, but I can tell you that some are very dangerous.
You're very knowledgeable. What is the Holy Grail? What would you consider the most important coin that everyone would be looking for?
It may seem as nothing more than a bedtime story now, but what I can tell you is that there is many stories out there of part coins that can do incredible things. Some that can revive the world to what it once was, perhaps bringing magic back to the world. But to do that, you'd have to do something drastic. You'd have to revive the old gods.
Oh.
The dragons, the krakens, and the giants, they'd have to awaken from a deep slumber well below the earth.
And that's probably not a good thing, right?
Well, that depends on who you ask.
And what would you do if you were faced with a coin like this? What would you do for this one?
I don't know. I don't know what this coin does or what it goes to. It's only part of a set.
I go, oh, you're lucky I'm very drunk right now, and I hand him the coin.
Hey everyone, it's your Dungeon Master Devan here, thanking you for listening to this episode of Party in Peril. You can encounter us on Twitter or Instagram at Party in Peril. And if you liked this episode, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, rating, hacking or slashing, and whatever else you can do out there on social media or wherever you listen to podcasts. But thanks again for listening. And remember, roll high, crit hard. See you next time.
Presented by Nerdsloth.
A place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, catch us on YouTube and Twitch or visit us at nerdsloth.com.